right, welcome back. Let's take you to that story Tumza was talking about before the break. The Special Investigating Unit, the SIU, is taking illegally acquired state property back into government's hands. It's all quite complicated. The Asset Forfeiture Unit has obtained preservation orders in several of the country's high court divisions. It's alleged that some individuals defrauded a number of departments, including rural development, land reform, and the deeds registry. So let's find out just how far down this rot goes and speak to SIU spokesperson Kaizer Kganyago joining us this morning. Kaizer, good to have you back with us on eNCA. I appreciate your time. 144 million rand in illegal transactions. So have you got this money and the land back already, or where are we in this process? Good morning.
Good morning, Gareth, and good morning to your viewers. We have not gotten this money as yet. What we have done is we have now preserved all the 4 properties that we are talking about, one in the Northwest and and 3 of them in Gauteng. But we have also preserved about 17 bank accounts of people who are involved in these transactions to make sure that the money, the positive balances that are in their accounts will be there until we finalize the matter in the court. They have got an opportunity to come and explain why those monies should not be forfeited to the state.
Because the question also has to be asked, and I'm sure the SIU will do it, Kaizer, tell me if I'm wrong, is how this land was actually given over in the first place. And I imagine this is where the deeds registry has some answers that they need to provide as well. How did it happen even in the first place?
Yes, what has happened here is that the people that were involved were colluding with the people in the deeds office and also in those departments that are involved, and they were purporting to be buying this land, whereas they were not paying anything to those departments, and they went out of their way to make sure that they transfer this land that belongs to government, even without paying a cent for it. They even went further to use this land to benefit themselves. In some of the instances, for example, there are billboards that are put in this land, and there are people that are paying them on a monthly basis for the utilization of those spaces for the billboards and so on. And they are benefiting. That is why we need to get that money that was supposed to be belonging to the state back to the state, and also make sure that those that have already been transferred illegally must be transferred back to the state, so that all processes should be done. If the state wants to sell that land, they must sell it in an open market and not do what they have done now.
It's all quite complicated. There's a number of departments involved. There's deeds registries, there's land reform, there's rural development as well. Kaizer, as I say goodbye to you, just tell me what the next steps are involved in this. So the investigation ongoing, what happens next? Where to from here?
We are working together as law enforcement agencies. The one part is where the Asset Forfeiture Unit in the NPA did this on our behalf, and then we are happy with it. And then the other matters have been reported to the police. There are case numbers both in the Northwest and in Gauteng, where we are charging, the people are being charged for fraud and money laundering and all of that. And then we, from the SIU side, we are now in the process, of transferring back the land to the state. And then we've also reported some of these professional people or professional bodies.
Oh, that's a real shame. Kaizer, it looks like we are losing you for a second. What I'm going to do, I'm going to just give it about 5 seconds, Kaizer, to see if maybe we can just re-establish. So you can just finish your answer there very quickly. Kaizer Kganyago, if you are still connected with me on Zoom, just finish that thought of yours before I say goodbye.
Yes, and the last part that I wanted to say is that we are now going to take this matter back to court to make sure that all the monies that we need are forfeited back to the state.
Well, I appreciate it. Thanks, Kaizer, for staying on the line. Sometimes Zoom, it just drops the line a little bit. I'm glad you were able to finish the thought, and I appreciate the time of SIU spokesperson Kaizer Kganyago.